everyone. Welcome to Pen to Paper. I'm Leah Lindeman, and today we have my bestie author friend on here. If some of you recognize her, she was on this podcast last year, a year and a half ago, but she was in person. We were sitting on a couch together. It was so much fun, but it's okay. She now lives very far away from me, 2 hours. Far. And but we see each other whenever we can. But for today, it didn't work out. So here's Emily Murray. Thanks.
Hi.
I don't know why I said Emily. You like
That's okay. It is my name.
I know. I think like for introducing you, you say Emily because it's the first name, the full name. But then, guys, she's M. Because if you like her, she's M.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Exactly. So M, tell us about yourself. Tell us about your awesome series, the Alixandria Fire series.
Well, I have 2 published books now. The last time we talked, I only had the one, but I went ahead and oops, I did it again. So I've gone and written another one. I am a mom of 2 girls, age 6 and almost 4. I am a military spouse, so my husband is in the military. And during the daytime hours, I'm a daycare provider for lots of littles.
An awesome one at that.
Oh, thank you. So that's me in a nutshell. I also have 2 cats and 2 dogs. And I spend my life with children, as do you.
I do. Yeah, except they're all mine.
That's true. They are all you. Well, I mean, for the purposes of from 7 in the morning until 5 at night, they're also mine. Like the daycare's mine.
Yeah, that's right. They're in your care. They're in your loving M care.
Yeah, exactly. And so we have all sorts of adventures together. For example, we did a splash pad today, and then we did the library. So I try and get them out and about.
Yeah. No, that's very good of you. So show us book number 1.
Okay, so now that we're talking about kids, these are my other babies. My other babies right here.
Yay!
Book 1.
Beautiful.
Book 2.
Yay!
So they are both small town contemporary romances. One is set during the wintertime. I don't know if you can tell from the cover here. Snow, lovely snow. And then this one is set for right now. Summer. It's a summer romance with the lovely bright leaves and the sun shining down.
And some sparking romance.
We love the love.
Not too hot.
No, it's closed door, fade to black. So you know what happened. You don't go with them.
Yeah, exactly. So let's get into the story. Tell us a little bit about the latest release, Claire and Brodie.
So this one, the Summer Lovin', this is Alixandria Fire, Claire and Brodie. So he has a bit of a checkered past, and she has an uncertain future. He's your typical 28-year-old playboy. He loves to work hard. He's a firefighter, so he works really hard in a dangerous profession. But he also likes to party hard when the fire pants, the fire gloves, whatever, come off.
That's an expression for me. What is that? Is that an actual expression?
It is not. I made it up and it did not work.
Okay. I was like, wow, I'm so out of it. I don't know.
No, that was an epic fail on my part. So when he's not firefighting, he's a party boy. Claire, however, she's slightly older. She's 33, and her life has taken a bit of a turn left. So she's not exactly sure what to do next, although she is very focused on getting her degree in library sciences because her goal is to work in the law courts, the Ottawa Law Courts library. That's always been her dream, to marry her love of books with her love of the law, and that's how she's going to do that. So we have a conniving dog who brings them together for their meet cute. Aww. And we watch their story unfold over the summer months.
Oh, that's the best kind of meet cute, is when you've got a conniving dog. Yes. So what kind of dog is he?
He's an Irish setter. He's very bouncy. He's about 1.5 years old. His name is Ed.
So is there a story behind the name Ed, or no?
There is.
Okay.
You probably know, and dear readers, who, if you've read my first book, you know that I have a love of funny named animals. So in my first book, the dog's name was Sage. which is a normal name. However, she was renamed Sage because her original name was Brittany Ears.
That's cute.
So in this
Yeah,
case,
that's very long.
Ed is actually an homage to Ed Sheeran.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember if you told me that, but that's a
I don't
good
think I did.
homage. No.
No,
Yay,
that's not
we're
actually
talking
in the
jokes.
book, but that's like a little tidbit for you.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so what's your favorite Ed Sheeran song?
Um, I quite like Thinking Out Loud. It's
Yeah.
very romantic.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I should mention is Claire. She has a very unusual pet. She has a
Mm-hmm.
hedgehog,
Mm-hmm.
and his name is Bruce Quillis.
That was an epic name.
I know, right?
It's great. Do
So
you
I
have
really
a favorite movie of Bruce Willis?
I really like naming my animals something a little bit unusual, and just trying to inject some humor in there.
Yeah, for sure. So Ed the dog, Ed
Yeah, the
Sheeran,
dog.
no, just Ed. Ed the dog, he goes into Claire's lap. He like just, grabs her at the park basically, and that's the meet cute, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since they have very different approaches and outlooks of life, how was it creating that chemistry between them?
Well, they originally started in my mind as an enemies to lovers plot.
Mhm.
So I even so their opposites attract. So it went from enemies to lovers to opposites attract. So I really tried to use that push pull tension between them,
Mhm.
and build on that type of chemistry.
Yep.
Whatever their differences were, let's see if we can, you know, build off of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, just I'm going to give a little disclaimer. I did read Alexandria Fire, Claire and Brodie like 3 times.
You've probably read it
I
almost
was
as many times as I
You're
have.
alpha reader, you're a beta reader, but I loved it every time. And I think readers are in for really special stories. So
Thank you.
let's dive more into the story. Well, let's dive into the inspiration behind Claire and Brodie. You did kind of go into they were enemies to lovers, and they turned to opposites attract. Is there like an inspiration for their story, like where they come from in their past, and what their potential future looks like?
Well, I think every author is going to pull little bits of their own life experience, either personally or things that they've witnessed,
Mhm.
into their work. I don't think authors can help it. I mean, really, everything's fair game at this point for an author.
Yeah.
So I really drew on some experiences that I had witnessed. For example, some difficult family tensions between parents and children.
Mm.
So I tried to flip the script a little bit. Usually, when you think of daddy issues, you think of the female main character having daddy issues.
Mhm.
Fair. However, what if the male main character had daddy issues, in that the strained relationship that he has with his father really colors how he views relationships, and not necessarily how he views women, but how he views himself in
Mm.
relationships, what he feels he himself is capable of because of who his father is. And
Mm.
unfortunately for Brody, his example and his father is not the greatest. So he internalizes that, thinking, maybe I'm not the greatest at relationships either. So maybe I should stay away.
Mhm. And so that kind of plays into his party hard personality that you've got going for him.
Exactly. The love them, the leave them before they hurt me, or
Mhm.
before I hurt them, rather. Sorry. Before I
Yeah,
hurt them, I'm going to be the good guy.
yeah,
That's, yeah, and just leave first. So
yeah.
never get attached. One of the lines I use is he puts a slip knot in everything, in any tie that he might feel. There's a slip knot, quick escape.
Mhm. Oh, that's good. Is that mentioned in the book?
Yeah,
Okay, okay, that it probably is.
it's very brief. His sister-in-law is discussing her
Oh, yes.
frustration with Brody's brother, saying, "Oh, it's like he's got a slip knot and everything he ties himself to, and he can get out quick."
That's right. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's very gold. That's a great illustration to like prove that point. So now, a lot of, well, one of the themes that I found in your book was that you kind of talk a lot about overcoming the past
Hmm.
and forging that new path into the future. So from that, what is like one of the messages you hope your readers will get out of your book?
That you, so Brody has a mistaken view of himself based on his past. It's not who he is. He doesn't need to be in the shadow of his father. And he's basically put himself there. He needs to
Mhm.
get himself out. Claire needs to overcome the fact that she is not who she was as a child. She is not who her parents view her as. She can make her own decisions for herself.
Yeah.
And in the end, she will be supported, but she needs to realize that what she wants and who she is not a burden to those who love her.
Yeah.
She sometimes wants to make herself as small as possible so she
Mhm.
doesn't cause any strife or cause any waves. Just keep everything calm. Everything's okay. But it is all right to break out of that and be yourself. And people who love you will cheer you on.
Mhm. Yeah, I thought that Claire's character was especially strong right from the get-go. Like, she has her past that, that coming from like a small space and having to like protect herself. And I won't go into why because you just have to read the book.
Mhm.
You really brought out that side of her through each little decision that she was making. And then especially when she meets Brody, because he's so different. And like even the internal struggles that she goes through, or the talking in her head that happens. And
Mhm.
she's wondering, like, oh, should I be with this person? And then when things come up, so you did a fantastic job with Claire. I
Thank
really
you.
liked her. She was an inspiring individual. And Brody, your heart goes out for him. Like,
Yeah.
and
He
he's got
frustrates
so,
you.
yeah.
He frustrates you and you want to shake him, but you understand where he's coming from based on his past, but you really just want to be like, dude,
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah, yeah. But you also did a great job helping us understand him, because if you don't understand where that person comes from, then you just stay annoyed and your heart doesn't go out to them, right? You
Yeah.
just kind of block them off, but you actually bring the reader in and bring our hearts to connect with his, even though he is annoying.
He is totally annoying. Yeah, he annoyed me too. I'm like, come on, man.
There's some things he does, like at a certain party that I won't say what he
Right?
does or how far into the relationship, or even if he's in a relationship at that point. But it's just super annoying.
I know. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Like,
Like any girl would look at that kind of behavior and be like, "What a jerk."
and she does. And
Exactly.
she does. And she seriously questions things. But, you
Yeah.
know, I can't divulge everything.
Nope. Nope.
But there are instances where he really comes into his own and he makes some positive decisions
Mhm.
and really starts to own the parts of himself that he realizes there are parts of himself that can change, should change,
Yeah.
and will actively try to change.
Exactly. Let's go back to the pets because they're super
Oh,
cute.
okay. I was going to pay you a compliment first.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You may not have noticed while you were reading, but towards the last quarter of the book,
Yeah.
there became a theme or a thought about leaping and not knowing if the other person was going to leap with you and just have faith. And I don't mean in the religious sense necessarily.
Mhm.
I just mean having the blind faith and confidence that, okay, if I step forward first, the
Hmm.
other person will too, but you
Yeah.
have to do it. That
Yeah.
came from you.
Really?
Yes, I vividly remember a conversation we had at our weekly Tim Hortons
I
where I was going
remember.
through a struggle. And I mean, I'm making the conversation a lot smaller than it was because it was very I really listened. I really did. And that translated itself into helping me bridge my characters together. And also, I took it very much to heart as well, of course.
Oh, that's really sweet. I know you listened because after that difficult conversation, we came back a week or two later
Hmm.
and you gave like a concrete example of how you took a step of faith and just leaped, and there was an interaction from the other party that
Mhm.
we're hoping for. It was in a better direction than it had been.
Yeah.
And I remember that very distinctly, but that's such an honor. Thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. I'm just glad that, I'm glad that, it paved the way for you in your own personal life and also for the relationships for your characters. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thanks
Aw.
for being you.
I love you.
This has now turned into a mush fest. I think that's what happened last time too.
You probably don't hear that very much on a podcast where the two people are saying, we just love each other.
Love you so much.
So funny.
But yes,
Oh,
you were saying the pets. The
go back
pets.
to the pets because they have to make one more appearance in this podcast. Why pets? How do you use them in the narrative? Like, how does that help you with your characters? And they do become supporting characters on their own, like just as much as the other main characters. So, like, how did that come about? Did you just decide, like, I'm gonna write pets into my story? Did it come naturally? Did it come from your characters?
So just like my human characters who largely just introduce themselves to me, basically, hi, my name is, let
Yeah.
me tell you all about me. Okay. The pets do something very similar. With my first book, Danny and Danny, Danny Girl, the Dini, she has a rescue pet, a rescue dog named Sage. And again, the dog introduced itself to me as a small terrier. Great. I have no experience with terriers. Sure. For Danny Boy, he unwillingly adopted a former barn cat. The cat had been coming to the porch asking for food, and then one day just ran inside and refused to leave. And he's allergic to cats, so this was not something he was planning at all. But the cat had other ideas, and I found that the relationship that Danny Boy and his cat had together mirrored somewhat the relationship he had and the growth he had with his willingness to open himself back up to another relationship with a romantic relationship. So there were times where the cat is hissing and growling and making their opinions known, and Danny Boy is, sort of trying to catch the cat and throw him back outside, but the cat refuses. And it was a bit similar to his relationship with Danny. I'm not saying that it was an aggressive relationship,
No.
but
that doesn't happen in these books.
No. It does not. So he'd had a past of a poor relationship, and he wasn't sure he was ready to open himself back up again.
Yeah.
But she was enthusiastic, and he's like, all right, well, I guess we're gonna do this then. And then when the human characters have some miscommunication, he also has another miscommunication with his cat, and the cat leaves.
Yes, I remember that scene.
So in the case of Brodie and Claire, Brodie's pet is a bouncy Irish setter who is just all up in your face. Love me, I'm wonderful. Hi, see me, I'm bouncy, yay! Which is very much Brodie's personality, in your face, kind of like the class clown. I will take any attention, even if it's negative attention. That's cool with me. However, the dog came from a hoarding situation where it was very crowded. The care wasn't the greatest. And Brodie, being as busy as he is, wasn't really able to train the dog particularly well. But circumstances arise in that Claire actually does get Ed to sit and stop jumping up and down and accosting people.
Yes.
So I think you can see where we're going with this.
Definitely. No, it's really ingenious weaving and as you said, mirroring. So it's great. And then they kind of plays between the relationship between the people and then them and their pets. So very well done.
Thank you. And Claire, she has a hedgehog, which is solitary.
Yes.
Prickly on the outside, mushy on the inside,
Mhm.
not really all that up to friends, kind of like, I don't know if I want to be touched right now. Yeah.
That's great. Well, yeah, you guys, you readers will just have to read the book and then get to know these cute little animals.
Fall in love with the animals, fall in love with the humans. Either way, you'll fall in
Exactly.
love.
You can fall in love everywhere. Speaking of fall in love, okay, so we have a lot of lighter elements in this book. There were like a lot of fun times, but then there's a lot of serious notes to this book too. And yet it still has that hallmarky feel that you were able to capture in the first book and you just transferred it over to this book. So how did you balance that? Because that's a little bit of it seems like a tough act.
It is, and this one I found dealt with a few subjects that were slightly heavier than I did in Danny and Danny,
Mhm.
but I still wanted to make it an easy, comfortable read. I didn't want to go down too dark, but
Mhm.
I do like to mix realism, realistic characters, realistic situations with that cozy vibe, that Hallmark vibe, because for me, my favorite type of characters are those that you could walk by on the street or sit next to on the bus.
Mhm.
Real life mixed with a bit of romance.
Yeah.
So in this particular book, I dealt with well, my favorite trope is found family.
Mm.
Everything starts and ends there for me, and I found that that was definitely a big theme that ran through this particular book. That you get to choose those that you love and create a family with those
Mhm.
people, and not necessarily the ones that you share blood with or that you're supposed to love.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because those can be very complicated.
Families are complicated. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
But so this one, I delved into, as I said, strained family relationships between a father and a son, and even between a mother and a son.
Mhm.
And I dealt with, I touched on topics of, I don't necessarily want to say jealousy between brothers, but some definite feelings of of envy
Mhm.
as to what his brother has had in the past and what he now has in the future.
Mm.
I also dealt with, um, I touched on fertility.
Yeah.
So that was a big theme as well.
Yeah.
For
Yep. No.
reasons that I'm not going to go into, you have to read the book.
Yes. Yeah, but as I said, you balanced it really well with, like, all those fun dates.
They go to a bar. I'm going to tell you this one. They
Yeah.
go to a bar and she goes on a bull ride. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, now tell the real life story behind that, what we attempted to do.
So we planned on going to this bar, and actually go bull riding on their like sleepy mechanical bull.
And this is
To
the bar that was the inspiration for the bar in the
It
story.
was. So it is the bar that I used as inspiration for the bar in the book. And we were going to go there on launch day and celebrate. And I was going to go on the bull and see if I could stay on. However, due to circumstances, I was actually sick that week, although obviously I didn't know that was going to happen.
Mhm.
And I
And
launched
you
early.
launched earlier.
I know. I just decided to go for it. I was like, why do I need to wait? I don't. Woo! Here's a book, which I
And
think is very much my personality at this point.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just, why not? Say yes and figure it out later.
And we have gone to that bar before. It's the Crazy Cowboy in Ottawa. We had
Yep,
some
the
crazy
crazy
times.
horse. It is so much fun. You are
Yeah.
so good at line dancing.
Oh, thanks. Just I think I knew one of those line dances, and the other
Yeah,
one I didn't. But yeah, I seem to pick things up pretty quickly when it comes to that. So
you
it was
really do. And it's so much fun.
fun. Thanks. Well, it was just fun being with you and our friends. That was the
Yeah.
best part. Yeah, even
We'll have
when
to
there
we'll
were
have to
other
do it again.
crazies there, especially as you go later on in the night.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You better watch out. You
Yeah.
don't wanna be doing anything around M that she does
No.
not approve of, because she's gonna give you the death glare.
I
Would
will
you
be your bodyguard. I am not a big person, but you do not want to cross me.
No, you have to give the glare now. It's pretty freaky. And it worked. It
I
worked
did.
very well. But I guess maybe anything can work when a guy is extremely drunk and has no clue half of what's going on, and he just sees eyes like that, you know?
Yeah. I just no, dude, not happening. Not on my
No.
watch.
So that's our story.
And we're sticking to it.
Yeah, yeah. So what's it like? It's launched early. Okay, you said the decision was you just wanted to go for it, face the yes, and get it done, figure it out later. How's that working out? What was the launch like?
It was great. I had my official launch party at the Books Better in Smiths Falls. Thank you
Mhm.
so much, Jen. It was a blast. Since I didn't do an official launch party in a bookstore the first time when I released this one because I was such a newbie author. I really had no idea what I was doing. It's like, yay, let's release a book. Sounds good. So this was the first time I had something that was official and that it was a celebration of my book and me as an author, which is wild. I keep
Mhm.
looking over my shoulder like, wait, you mean me?
Yeah,
Me?
you're not
Me?
an imposter.
I'm not,
There
which is
ain't no
weird.
imposters here, okay?
Oh man, I tell you, some days. But it was wonderful. I had lots of people come out. I felt so loved and so lucky. The writers group came out that I have in Smiths Falls. I had some friends come out. My mom came out. My husband came out. My girls came out. So
Hmm.
I had some other local authors come out, and I had some readers who had read Danny and Danny and said that they really wanted Claire and Brodie. So they drove, thank you, Louise. They drove all the way just to get it. So I was very touched.
It's a very promising start to more sales, more readers, and yeah, more fans for Alexandria Fire. So the two, if anybody didn't get this yet, the two books, they are separate. They're in the same town,
Yes.
but doesn't anybody intersect? I think someone intersects in the two books, right?
Many. So
Yes.
it's a common setting. It is all set in Alexandria, which is a fictionalized version of the actual Alexandria, which is close to Cornwall, if that helps
Mhm.
people sort of,
Eastern Ontario,
Eastern Ontario.
right on the border.
Yeah, exactly. It's very close to the Quebec border. And I do reference that quite a few times
Yeah.
in my books. So there's a lot of interaction between French and English language and culture. So they are they are individual books and that they are separate plots focusing on different main characters, but there are common characters that you'll see that walk on into each other's stories. Essentially what we're doing is we're going through the love lives of Station 1 in Alexandria. We're trying to figure out those firemen. They need a lot of help. Those firefighters, I shouldn't just say firemen, the firefighters in general
Are you
need some
saying this like goes into real life? Have you talked to a bunch of firefighters and you're listening to their love stories and you're like, man, you need help?
No, actually, the majority of whom I've spoken to are either in fully committed relationships or happily married.
Okay,
So
good.
that is fictionalized, but this Station 1,
Yeah.
Alexandria, is a mess.
Uh-huh. So it's
Mhm.
yeah, it's a very dramatized version
It's
of real life firefighters.
exactly. It's a more realistic version of Chicago Fire. So it's Alexandria Fire.
Is that
Mhm.
how you got the title of the series name? Like
No, actually, it's not.
okay, no, it
But
just happened.
I do make reference to Chicago Fire in Alexandria Fire
Okay.
in the first one, I think.
Okay.
Can't remember.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
to read my book again.
I know it's funny how you write this. You're so intimately like you know the characters, you know the setting, but the smallest little details you totally forget.
It
Or
was funny. I was in the Norfolk Cafe in
Mhm.
Perth writing the companion novella to book
Oh,
one,
yes.
and I forgot something. I don't remember what it was now. I've forgotten what I forgot, but I had forgotten something. And happily, to my left, Dasha had a copy of my book. So I just reached over and was like, "Oh, I'm just going to reference my own book here." Oh, yeah. Thanks, Dasha.
Yeah, so tell us what's next in the series because you just said the companion
I
novella
did. I let it slip.
fiction. Actually, I need to beta read that next. That's next that I have to read. So,
Did I send
what
it to you already?
yeah, I
Oh,
got it. I got it. Just
cool.
finally finished through like 2 books that I needed to finish, and now I'm good.
Take your time. It is not a rush. The expected release date is sometime in October. I have bumped it up. It was supposed to be November, but it's October because
Okay.
I'm antsy and I can't wait.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
And actually, it's probably better that way too, because then you're not fighting for the attentions of people when they're like already thinking about Christmas, right?
Right.
So
I want it ready and waiting for them. Like, oh, here's book 1. Oh, here's book 2. Oh, here's a novella. Hmm.
exactly. What month of the year did you release Danny and Danny?
December.
You did, huh? How did
Yeah,
you find that? Okay, we're kind of going to a little side bunny trail,
that's
but I'm
okay.
asking you for personal. I'm gonna explain why in a second.
Well, as it was my first book, I had no idea, A, what I was doing,
Mhm.
and B, what was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So again, it was just me having fun going, yay, I wrote a book. Okay. And all my lovely friends and family just supported me. And I think I sold like 20 copies in the first couple of days simply because it was all my friends and family running to, online and buying copies of it. So I don't know how realistic that was.
That's good friends and family.
I know.
You got a good support group right there.
Yeah. So I don't know how realistic that really is for a debut author. But as you know, I do tend to pack my schedule with as many book signings and book events as I possibly can.
Yeah.
So
You do.
I do. So when I release a book, I go hard and I go for it.
Yeah.
So I think it has been really positive, all the way around, really positive. Mostly because I have managed to do so much promotion, so much marketing, face to face. My niche is face to face. I really like talking to readers and figuring out why you would like this book.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a little bit of something for everybody in either of my books, something that either reminds you of yourself or reminds you of somebody you know, or reminds you of a situation that you've heard of, been in. So I really like finding that tie to make it relatable to my readers.
Yeah, for sure. And if people live in Glengarry, well, they just have to buy the book because it's set in Glengarry. So.
Absolutely. You could take both of my books on a walking tour of Glengarry and surrounding area. I have changed names. For example, Maxville is now Mitchellville. Sorry, guys. But in Claire and Brodie, I do have an entire chapter devoted to the Highland Games.
Yes, you do. And that was a fun chapter.
That was a really fun chapter. It was so much fun.
Yeah, sure.
And the ice cream place that Claire and Brodie go to for their first official date does exist. And it is my favorite ice cream place. It's in Apple Hill. And I loved bringing that into my book and basically immortalizing it because it's a wonderful place. I spent many, many weekends there eating ice cream.
Yep, sugar seems to be your thing.
It is. It basically when I
queen of ice caps.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I got to start my day with an ice cap because you know what? It could be worse. And I figure as a busy mom, it's the one thing I can do, and that's fine.
There you go. Yeah, we all need our little guilty pleasure.
Well, I'm just going to accept it at this point. Like I have no guilt anymore. I'm just like, yep, that's what Mama's doing. Yeah, Mama's getting an ice cap. It makes Mama a better mama.
So yeah, you don't need the coffee. It's the ice cap. If you don't get your ice cap, that's it.
Yeah. So that's my thing to start my morning. And then I'm just fine. Totally fine.
There you go. So you mentioned you have the companion novella.
Yes.
So that's coming out in October.
It is.
What is the next main thing in Alixandria Fire? And if you'll excuse me, I'm going to turn the lights on in here because it's starting to get dark. So go ahead and talk as I do that.
Sure. So you may or may not have noticed that the Alixandria Fire series, the main series, is going to be 4 books. We've got winter, we've got summer. So I'm sure you can guess that the next 2 are going to be spring and fall. And that's how the 4 main books are going to be. So the seasons, we're going to follow the seasons. And I keep calling them side quests, and I really don't know a different name for it, but little offshoots or um, little other novellas or full-on novels, I haven't decided yet, of characters who have raised their hand and said, "Ooh, pick me, please." So they're either going to be origin stories for characters that you with established relationships,
Yeah.
or they're going to be companion novellas if I want to continue the story a little bit further with some of those main four characters. Main
Yeah.
four book characters. So, yep, October, we're going to get the companion novella for Danny and Danny. So, we'll further
Mhm.
their story.
Yeah.
I am fiddling with other characters that every so often raise their hand and say, "Yes, I'd like to talk now." However, the next full on seasonal book, which I'm thinking is fall, is
Mhm.
going to be Eloise and Spencer.
Mhm.
Now, earlier I had accidentally said fireman, and I meant to say firefighter because
Yes.
Eloise would like to be a firefighter,
Mhm.
and Spencer already is one.
Oh, yes. Okay. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be really fun dynamic to play with.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I'm very lucky in that I do have an inspiration for my character, Eloise. My friend Leslie has recently gone through firefighter training herself.
Oh,
And
fun.
so I'm really looking forward to interviewing her. She's been sending me pictures, she's been sending me resources. So I'm looking forward to talking with her and helping to build the character of Eloise with the information that Leslie's going to give me. And I've also made friends. Of course, I did. I made friends with the Smiths Falls Fire Department.
Yay!
Yay!
That's great.
And so I have already spoke to them with the idea that I will go back another time and set up actual interviews with two of the female firefighters to get their perspective on how it is to be a firefighter as a woman,
Mhm.
and also the culture and how that has shaped them or any obstacles they may have had to overcome. Because
Yeah.
as I said, I'd like to bring elements of realism. Not everything is happy, wonderful, hallmarky all the time.
Yep.
So, and that'll make my characters more realistic and shape them into um, full on 3D people
Yeah.
with character arcs or growth.
Yes. Now, the Smiths Falls Fire Department, is that full-time or is that volunteer?
I excuse me. I feel like it might be a mix of both.
Oh,
As I
okay.
said, I've only stopped by
Mhm.
briefly, and I had my daycare with me, so I really couldn't talk shop much.
Ah,
It was all very much, "Ooh, let's look at the lights. Let's wear our little fire hats. Isn't that fun?" So I really couldn't get into it much,
that's cute. Yeah.
but I did manage to sort of whisper in their ear, "Hey, I'm an author and I'd like to interview you." And they seemed keen and not at all creeped out, which is great.
Oh, that's great. Well, you've done a great job of telling us all about the books. And what are some, where can people reach you? Show the book.
Right.
What are the best places to contact you?
I am an elder millennial, so my favorite way to talk to readers and to share updates about my life, my books, whatever's going on is on Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram.
Mhm.
And so you can always DM me there. You can tag me in things, ask me questions. I do have a Facebook page as well, although I am less active on that. TikTok, I've attempted. We'll
How's
just
it
go with that.
going?
Not well.
Oh, no.
Not well.
Oh, no.
I don't know what I'm doing. It's fine. It's fine.
It seems like a deep, dark hole anyway.
Yeah. I don't need to be good at everything. I've decided Instagram is my thing,
Yes,
and
for
that's
sure.
fine. I will
It's
live
my
on
thing
Instagram.
too, and I love it.
Right.
Like, you could
So
do all it's very versatile. You could do all sorts of stuff, so
exactly. And I'm happy there. I'm comfortable. It's good. It's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Additionally, you can find my books at Chapters Indigo. You can also find them at select independent bookstores such as Westboro Books, Books on Beechwood, the Book Garden in North Glengarry. You can also find my book, obviously, at the Books Better in Smiths Falls, and you can always get it from me directly.
Mhm.
So I
That's
try to make it easy. You can basically get it wherever you want. I will hand deliver a book if you'd like me to,
mhm.
within reason.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Not if like they're across the country.
Right. I am unlikely to travel to Alaska to bring you a book. Although if you'd like to have a book signing, I will consider it.
There you go. Well, maybe you can come with me to the Northwest Territories together when I go for my
Yeah.
trip. And
I
then,
know people in the Northwest Territories, so
oh,
why
there
not?
you go. Let's go
Yes,
together. Let's make a trip.
let's do it.
Oh, one last thing I wanted to ask you, and this is more for writers. What is your best advice for writers? Or one of your favorite advices to give?
Huh. Well, this isn't my own quote. I can't remember where I saw it, but just do it. Do it scared. Just do it. How hard can it be?
Mm-hmm.
And if not now, then when? And I took my own advice because I turned the magical age of 40 a little while ago. And I'd always wanted to be a writer, and I was sort of waiting for that perfect time. Oh, maybe when the kids are a little older, or maybe when this. There is no perfect time. There is space for all of us. There is a place for your book. Even if you and I had the exact same idea for a story, it's
Mm-hmm.
not going to be the same because your experiences and your style and your touch points are going to be different than mine. So even if it's this, okay, let's just take the meet cute for Danny and Danny. I write about switching a coffee. You write about switching a coffee. It's going to be completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
Exactly.
room for all of us. Do it scared. If not now, then when? And how hard can it be? That's what I say.
Wonderful advice. Thank you for giving it. Thank you to everyone who was on here with us and to all who will be watching later. You guys need to check out M's books. I'm going to put all those links down below when I re-upload it back onto like the regular video playlist that I've got going. But yes, check out those books.
Thank you so much, Leah. I appreciate it. It's always fun, and I can't wait to see you on the weekend.
Yeah, me too.
Mwah!
Bye.
Bye.